Hello and welcome to Annie's Short Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. Phantom Child of Whippingham. Chapter 1 Arrival. Holly Arnold stepped off the ferry onto the Isle of Wight, her boots crunching against the damp gravel of the dock. The wind sharp, briny whipped her auburn hair into a frenzy, as if the island itself sought to mark her as an intruder. She had fled the clamour of London for this, Whippingham, a village cradled in the island's verdant heart, promising solitude. Yet, as she hefted her suitcase and gazed at the misty horizon, an inexplicable unease coiled within her. Her new home was a stone cottage, its walls draped in ivy like a shroud over forgotten bones. Inside, the air smelled of damp earth and time. Unpacking, she noticed it immediately the silence. No children's laughter pierced the stillness, no youthful shrieks echoed from the lanes. Whippingham felt hollow, a place where innocence had long since withered. That night sleep eluded her. The wind howled, rattling the windows. Then a sound. Faint, fleeting, it danced on the edge of perception, a child's giggle, high and pure, swallowed by the gale. Holly sat upright, heart-thudding. Imagination, she told herself. But the chill that gripped her was real. Chapter 2 The First Signs. Days bled into one another, each revealing Whippingham's peculiarities. Holly wandered its crooked streets, passing cottages with sagging roofs and gardens choked with weeds. The villagers greeted her with tight smiles, their eyes shadowed with something unspoken. Curiosity drove her to the church, a Gothic relic of weathered stone, its spire piercing the sky like a skeletal finger. Inside, amidst dust-laden pews, she found it, a plaque, small and tarnished. Asterisk in memory of Emily, taken too soon, 1845-1850, asterisk 5 years old. Holly traced the inscription, a shiver prickling her spine. She approached the vicar, a gaunt man with hollow cheeks. Who was Emily? His face paled, lips thinning. A sad tale, best left buried. His words were clipped, a warning wrapped in courtesy. That night, returning home beneath a bruised sky, Holly saw it a flicker in the corner of her eye. A small figure, cloaked in shadow, darted between the gnarled trees lining the lane. She spun, breath-catching. Nothing. The wind sighed, carrying a whisper of laughter. Her pulse raced, a drumbeat of doubt and dread. Chapter 3 Digging Deeper. Sleep became a stranger, replaced by a gnawing need to know. Holly descended upon the village library, a cramped room stuffed with yellowing books and the scent of mildew. She unearthed brittle newspapers, their ink faded but legible. Asterisk child missing, Emily Grayson, aged 5, vanished from Whippingham, October 1850. Asterisk search parties had scoured the island, woods, cliffs, shores. Nothing. Whispers of foul play stained the pages, yet no culprit emerged. As she exited, an old woman intercepted her, her face a map of wrinkles. "You're the new one, asking about Emily," she rasped. "Mind yourself." Holly offered a nod, but the words ignited her resolve, aflame against the creeping dark. Back home, the laughter returned, closer now, threading through the walls. She pressed her ear to the window pane, straining to hear. It stopped. Silence roared in its wake. Chapter 4 The Villagers' Secrets. Holly sought answers in human voices. Mrs. Thatcher, an ancient widow with a tremor in her hands, welcomed her with tea and tales. "Emily's spirit walks here," she murmured. "Lost, angry, seeking what was stolen. They say she haunts us for justice." That night she awoke to chaos, books toppled, a chair overturned. On the mirror, a tiny handprint shimmered in the moonlight, its edges smudged as if freshly pressed. Fear clawed at her throat. She wasn't alone. Morning brought clarity. She would unravel Emily's story, no matter the cost. Chapter 5 The Hidden Truth. The cottage held secrets of its own. Beneath the creaking floorboard in the attic, Holly found a tin box, rusted and heavy with time. Inside, a silver locket engraved with asterisk G, asterisk and a diary, its leather cover cracked. Emily's diary. The childish scrawl trembled across the pages, recounting games by the river, a dull-named daisy, and then fear. Asterisk, Mr. Blackwood watches me. I don't like his eyes. He says I mustn't tell. Asterisk, the final entry, dated October 12, 1850. Asterisk, he's coming tonight. I must hide. Asterisk, Holly's stomach churned. Mr. Blackwood, who was he? A name from the shadows, a spectre of guilt. She clutched the locket, its cold metal biting her palm, and vowed to find him. Chapter 6. Confrontation. History yielded answers. Mr. Edward Blackwood, village magistrate in 1850, stern and feared. His lineage lingered to Thomas Blackwood, a dour man who owned the manor on the hill. Holly marched to his door, diary in hand, accusation in her heart. Thomas loomed in the threshold, his face a mask of stone. You claim my ancestor harmed that child. Lies, you'll regret this. His voice was a blade, sharp and cold. That night Emily appeared. Not a shadow, but a girl pale, hollow-eyed, her dress tattered. She stood at Holly's bedside, whispering, "Help me." Tears glistened on ghostly cheeks. Holly reached out, but her hand passed through air, leaving only sorrow. Chapter 7. The Ritual. Mrs. Thatcher knew the old ways. To free her, you must name her pain, she said. A ritual, candles, sage, a token of the lost. Holly gathered them Emily's locket and set out for the churchyard at midnight. The villagers came, drawn by rumour. Thomas glowered among them, fists clenched. Others watched, hopeful or afraid. Holly lit the candles, their flames trembling in the mist. She read aloud from the diary, voice steady despite the weight of eyes upon her. Emily Grayson, stolen by Edward Blackwood, hidden from the world, we see you now. Mist swirled thick and alive. Chapter 8. Peace at last. From the haze emerged Emily, small and fragile, her face alight with something new peace. She smiled at Holly, then turned to the villagers, who gasped and wept. "Thank you," she mouthed. The mist lifted, and Whippingham breathed anew its burden shed. Days later, a memorial rose beside the church, etched with Emily's name. The villagers, once guarded, softened to Thomas included, his anger replaced by quiet shame. Holly stood among them, no longer a stranger. She had faced the dark and emerged whole, tethered to this place by a child's gratitude. In her pocket the locket rested, a silent promise kept. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.